What's up guys, welcome to just another beer review. Tonight we don't have any beer to review, but I wanted to launch a new series called What Is, where I would just explain things about beer. Could be processes, facts, things, styles, or just, anything related to beer. So this is the first episode and it's about lagers. So as you may know, there are two big families of beer. You have lagers and ales. Tonight we're going to concentrate on lagers. Lagers are beers that are fermented at a very low temperature. So usually we're talking 4 degrees Celsius. And the yeast that is used is a special yeast that is only suited to ferment at those low temperatures. So the fermentation process is really long in a lager. Most of the time lagers are fermented during 1, 2, 3, 4 months, but it could be even longer. So during this time, all the sediments and the yeast particles, the malt particles, have time to settle down and create a big yeast cake at the bottom of the fermentation vessel. And thus the beers become much clearer and lighter. Now in addition, lagers are often filtered as well. So this is mostly the case with macro lagers and commercial beers like Heineken's and Bud Lights and you name it. So these beers are all filtered, and then when they get into the fermentation vessel, they are already much clearer than an ale. And then during the long process of fermentation, they get even clearer because it's so long, and you end up drinking something that is very clear and light. And it's really seldom that you drink a hazy lager, and that's because of the filtering and the long fermentation process. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that a lager is not a style, it's a family of styles. So when you say I'm drinking a lager, well, which lager? Is it a Helles lager? Is it a dark lager? Is it a Munich lager? Is it a Pilsner? You get the point, okay? So it could be anything. It's the same as if you'd say I'm drinking an ale. Well, which one? Is it an IPA? Is it a pale ale? Is it a stout? It's the same thing. So if you're talking about Bud Light or Heineken, this is a Helles lager. So you always have to specify which type of lager you're drinking. If we talk about flavor and taste, most of the time Helles lagers and those light lagers will have some similar characteristics. The body will be pretty round and sweet. It will have some maltiness, some bready and biscuity maltiness. There could be some bitterness as well if you're drinking a Pilsner, but all in all, you'll have, a pretty streamlined experience. Now, if you get into dark lagers, obviously you're going to get some notes of chocolate and coffee, some roasty notes as well. And there are other styles as well in lagers where other flavors could come up. But most of the time, when you're talking light lagers, you're going to have breadiness, some maltiness, some sweetness. Now, you may ask, okay, this is cool, but why is it called a lager? Lager is a German word, lagern, which means to store. And this refers to the fermentation process. You store the beer for a long time. And this is exactly what is meant by the term lager. You let it sit, and then after a couple months, you drink it. Okay, so this was the first episode of the new series, What Is? I hope you enjoyed it. I think it's really interesting to dig into a subject and talk about it, analyze it. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to making more of those videos and try to cover most of the subjects in beer and beer styles and processes and just get the whole picture and try to give you as much information as possible. So if you enjoyed it, please give a thumbs up. Tell me in the comments below which is your favorite lager beer to drink, and don't forget to subscribe. Cheers.